All right, we're live with Truitt Parrish. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Mike?
Great. It's good to have you back on. Is this the third time you've been on now? You came for the break showcase and we did the interview. I think it's the third time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the first interview and yeah, the showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually I was just mowing the yard and I was listening to the interview while I was doing it. It was like pretty insightful because we talked about each one of your cards from Alpha, and
Oh yeah,
it was
yeah,
a good dude. That was like a year ago, I think. So it was a great memory jogger about like your background and your approach to sorcery. It's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. Good on you doing the research and stuff.
Yeah, so you've been working on Arthurian Legends. It seems like that's completely done. The company's more or less. I don't know if they officially declared that they went to print, but they announced that it's coming out in early first quarter, at least as their target. They always caveat that they can't completely control third party logistics, so we'll see. But it
Right.
sounds like the work is done. So you
Yeah.
got, and you mentioned last time in the interview you did several pieces. I won't put you on the spot and say how many, because I don't know if that's sensitive. But you mentioned there was like a few you were particularly excited about. So what do you think
Yeah.
about the upcoming set?
I'm really excited. There's a couple pieces at least that I've done that I know that they're like some of my best works, some of my favorite pieces. Um, and I
Nice.
know Aric was really excited about the pieces I did as well. But yeah, like you said, it's all done. I was done with those Arthurian Legends paintings like months and months and months ago. So
Oh, nice.
if the other artists are like that, then it should be on track.
Yeah, I think it was kind of mixed because Eric's like seems to be pretty generous with timelines and a little flexible, so people have things
Yeah,
going on. A lot of these artists are pretty accomplished, so they do multiple projects or they're just personal stuff going on. It ebbs and flows,
totally.
but yeah, so that's cool. And like I know, you've done some like night type stuff in alpha,
Mhm.
and it seems like in the alpha set there's like a pretty diverse variety of cards and art concepts that really plant the seeds for future set releases. So it'll be cool to see if some of your original cards synergize with stuff in the future, or how you kind of evolve that, or if he threw did he throw some like did he let me just say generically, did he throw anything at you that was pretty significantly different from some of your alpha concepts?
Um, Not really. I mean, there was less multi-figure stuff, I guess.
Okay.
Um, so a little bit different, but mostly, definitely the same style. Definitely not
Mhm.
anything like crazy out there. I didn't do any like abstract pieces or
Yeah.
just like crazy stuff. So it's all just narratives and it's all just like uh, similar to the stuff I've done, but not a lot of like armies.
Okay.
Not a lot of like just super multi-figure type stuff. But
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah, and since you mentioned armies, since you last came on, we got the Step Curio card that has your Jihad and Crusade. And when you were
yeah,
on last, you talked about how Eric, I guess when he articulated, there was a kind of a misunderstanding. You thought they were supposed to be two separate pieces, so you did them on two separate canvases, and he had to kind of pair it to make it work as a singular card. Or I guess he used them as separate cards, but then he brought the
Mhm.
idea back together, and now we have the singular card, which looks like it could have been the original all along. It's awesome how that came together. What do you think of that? Were you
I
excited?
love it. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, kind of. It wasn't so much of a misunderstanding as I just put it on two canvases.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I wanted the dimensions correct for like a single card for each one of those, and so I just ended up using like the setup that I had, and then just trying to match them up. And he had to do a little bit of editing, I'm sure,
Hmm.
to get them to match. But when I was painting them, I had them like side by side, and I just painted across.
Oh.
So it's kind of like doing them on one board,
Hmm.
but it probably would have been easier if I had just done it on one board. But I guess you
Yeah.
live, learn.
Hmm. No, that's cool. Yeah, it came out great, and I think it's like sometimes we just have fun and we run polls on like what's your favorite curio, what's your favorite card from. It was in beta. It's a beta release curio, so it was a surprise. It wasn't
Right.
in the alpha. It was. I mean, they were separate in the alpha set, of course, and they're big time cards in alpha. But the
Right.
union of them as a curio is a lot of people's favorite curio in all of beta. So that's pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love seeing the comments every time I see one pop up on social media. The comments are like, "Oh yeah, I love this card." Makes
Yeah.
me feel good about it, giving me a big head a little bit.
Yep, everyone's Grail chase card. It's everyone's favorite, so it's pretty valuable. So like, let's bring it together. Like while you're on this show today, you had done Was it back in March? It's probably what, I don't know if it was a play on words. The March of the Mortals tournament,
Yes,
and it's like I think Drew's concept. Drew Holmes is the guy that ran that. And he did you actually see any coverage of the event? I got to send you a link if you
I
hadn't.
did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I ended up watching quite a bit of it, and I
Oh, cool.
watched the reveal of my piece, and then I watched some like some pack opening stuff, and then a
Mm.
couple of games.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. I sent you the clip of the reveal. It was so
right,
like well done by Drew, like really well like emceed by him and coordinated. It just felt very professional. And your
totally.
piece
Yeah,
was like it was very popular, man. I posted it on the community group on Facebook, and it's got like so many likes, people gushing about it. Like, damn, that's hot. Like, wish it was in the game type of comments, you know?
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, he put in a lot of work, just organizing that whole event and getting images and getting merch and contacting everyone. So yeah, good on him. That was definitely a task I would not like to undertake. It's a lot.
Yeah, it really is a lot organizing an event. The community's been doing a great job. There's been several, there's one on the West Coast. There was one that he did down in Texas. There's one coming up in Baltimore that you're coming to. So we're gonna hang
Yep,
out. That's
yep,
gonna be super fun. It's coming up
yeah.
fast, man. I still got to book my hotel. I was messaging Ron the other day. I was like, dude, you still got that room block? I got to get in on that. So it'll be cool to see you.
Yeah, I'm super excited. That's definitely going to be fun to meet everyone and see some games and yeah, just
Hmm.
connect with the community. It's gonna be a good time.
Yep. Yeah, they'll have a learn to play. So if you haven't tried it yet, there'll be an opportunity. Like I know some of the other artists are like, this is going to be the game. Like a lot of them have done Magic and stuff, but they never bothered to learn to play the game. They're just
Right.
into art, But they're saying like with Sorcery, we're going all in. We're going to try it. So I think we'll have a good time. There's like 5 or 6 artists coming. It's going to be really sweet.
Sweet. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely my goal to know how to play before before I show up at Baltimore.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so like speaking of the tournament, there were two. There was the one piece that was the prize piece. The guy that won the tournament won your original painting, and then there were
Yep.
two others. And I would see like as Drew was like doing segues in and out of segments and stuff, he would show these other two paintings you had done,
Mhm.
and like it wasn't clear. I don't know if I missed some of the early part if he had mentioned it, but it wasn't clear to me like how they were used, where they came from. But that's what we're here to talk about because you decided you want to offer those. You still had the paintings, and we're going to offer them for auction this week. I think I'll do the first one. I'll launch it tonight. Um,
Nice.
and so I could grab it. Why don't I grab one of them, and you could tell us a little bit about the background, like how you and Drew decided to use it for that sorcery event, and just
Yeah.
kind of
Totally.
like when you did them, background on it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hidden back here. I'll try to. This is gonna be tough because if I do the overhead cam, this long one is just like way too large to get under the camera with the
Yeah.
elevation of the desk. So I'm just gonna kind of hold it up. I'm gonna try to hold it up while you're talking about it. And this is the first. Let me hopefully the light. Let me. You know what? I'm gonna post this. I gotta mess with the lighting a little bit.
Totally. Yeah. Do what you got to do.
I took a couple pictures, as you know. I sent them to you.
Yeah. Those were
So I'm gonna
nice. Those are good pictures.
worst case scenario, what I'll do, actually, yeah, we'll show it here quickly, and then I'll go to the computer and we'll show the picture I took of it
Okay.
in a
Cool.
moment because there's too much glare. I don't want to too much obstruction and glare, and then I'll rest it here. All right, so let me text it to my computer here. So why don't you talk about like a little bit like as Drew commissioned you for the piece and you decide, damn, now the lights are in my face. How do you decide on? We talked about the commission piece at length. Like Drew really told a good story. So if there's anything you want to say
Yeah.
about that one, that's cool. But these two here, like, what is the origin of the other two paintings, and like how did you end up using those for the tournament?
Yeah. So those two paintings I had done previously, and so Drew was already commissioning the March of the Mortals piece,
Hmm.
and he ended up needing two images for like merch. He was gonna make some play mats. He was gonna make some shirts and stuff. And I know that he did make some play mats and they turned out really good. And I remember the pack openings were on one of the paintings. Um, and then like the transitions between the clips was the other painting. And he ended up doing that long painting. He like mirrored like the top and the bottom. And so it was like
Right.
It just fit really well together. I thought it was really cool what he did with those. But yeah, I had done these paintings a while back, and he needed two images, and he uh, basically was just like, "Do you have anything? Do you have anything that kind of matches the vibe and that I could use, and you don't have to like make that I could just grab like right away?" And so I sent him like 4 or 5 paintings that were kind of medieval knight stuff, kind of fitting the vibe that he had originally commissioned,
Mm-hmm.
and he chose these two. So, and this long one right here, I did based on the Battle of Bosworth Field. So that's the last battle between the Yorks and the Tudors. So we
Oh,
got
wow.
like the guy in red. I've heard a lot of people talk about like how my art always has like someone in red and green stuff. So the
Yep.
guy in red's facing down this army, or he's one of the warriors facing down the army. Um, kind of team A versus team B. The Yorks versus the Tudors, that type of vibe. So
Awesome. So
yeah,
these were, I think it was signed and dated on the back, like 2015-ish. You had done it.
yeah,
Um, And then like I saw, so when we talked like last time you were on for the interview, we talked about how Aric discovered you for the game. And I think if I remember correctly, these both looked like really familiar. And I was like, have I seen those before? And I think you had them up on your art station. So these I think
mhm.
are probably some of the pieces that Aric discovered like randomly on your art station, which really sold him on you being like a guy that would be a good fit for Alpha and beyond for sorcery. So it
Yeah,
probably has a
definitely.
connection there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I do think these were probably two of the pieces that were pretty integral, mostly because, especially this one, we got an army. The
Sure.
other one actually has an army as well. It's hard to see because it's up on the top of a cliff, but this one has a army that's charging a lot like the Highland Klansmen
Yep.
or Jihad or Crusade. So I
Okay.
think he was like, okay, I'm gonna use this guy for like some multi-figure pieces. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so and yeah, like you said, they were up on my art station. So I actually used these for my college thesis show. So I got a BFA from CU Boulder, and these were two in
Mm-hmm.
my college thesis show. And the
Yeah.
thesis was based on the history of the War of the Roses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, it's pretty rare that I guess an artist makes available some of their original pieces from their early career. So it's kind of like a historic relic. Like in sorcery, the curios are all about the history of development. It's like the history of Truitt, like in art form. Like some of
yeah,
your early pieces, your early works from college, getting your art degree. And this one does look really epic. I mean, you could totally get the sorcery vibes from it. So it's great that
yeah.
I'll give credit to Drew for thinking to shine the spotlight on it for the tournament, and now you making it available is pretty awesome.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. This is one of my favorite pieces that I've done. So it's a little hard to like think of letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the way you're thinking of it, the history of my art, and I'm glad that it's shown up in source related stuff and being able to be used as an image. That's really special.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot about like with that with the artists, some of their earlier career stuff, kind of transcending. Obviously, it makes up part of your unique style and concepts you're interested in, but it's not just the style. It's like the concepts were also used within the game. So, like you say, you have
Mhm.
a lot of battle scenes in Alpha, knights marching in. Um, I don't know. There's like several pieces you've done like that have that same vibe. That's really cool. It's great
Yeah,
to see published on such a grand stage. Sorcery's doing great, man. You're all doing tremendously well. I'm really happy for all of you.
yeah, yeah. Sorcery's blown up. I love it. I love seeing artists be successful, especially with traditional art, which is so fun to do and so fun to make, and so like it's very special. You're making like an item, a treasure. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty cool.
Yep, absolutely. All right, let me go to the second one here. I just sent it to myself, so yeah. All right, let me see if I could get this any larger. I didn't get a better image of this one just yet, so it's not. I'll get a much better picture of this. But this piece, let me like hold it up just for scale so people can kind of. The other one was got a fly in my face. The other one was very like width wise. What is it about? I want to say it's about 12 inches tall and probably about 3 feet wide or so. I'll get the exact dimensions. But this one this one is also very large in a different way, and we'll see it better on the screen in a moment. You kind of see it's like my entire torso for perspective. The Gadu illusion in the back. I mean, if it stacks up at all, like relative to a guy, there you go. There's some perspective. The Gadu piece is about 3 feet wide by 4 feet tall, so this is pretty large too, which is brings up another question I had for you. Let me put this down for a moment.
Yeah.
Because I think you had sold a lot of your sorcery pieces really early on. So I actually I have not seen any of your actual sorcery published pieces in person. So
Yeah.
I'm curious, like, what size did you work on for sorcery?
So it's actually around that size. So the first,
Oh, wow.
yeah, the first couple I did, were pretty small. So like Jihad and Crusade, those ones were actually pretty small. I mean, when they fit together, they're a little bit bigger. But as individual cards, they're pretty small. And then what happened was I just realized I liked painting with a little bit bigger brushes. I don't like getting super up close to the painting. And so they end up just looking better on a card if I paint a little bit bigger. So they're actually mostly around the size of this painting that you're showing right now. And some of them are even like a little bit taller, I would say, because this one's square-ish. It's not quite a square, but it's a square-ish. And so a lot of them are about the same width and a little bit taller.
Yeah. Yeah. So what the concept here is awesome. And when you really take a moment to take it all in, it's really amazing with these soldiers on the top and just the epic posture of this guy. It's kind of like, I actually showed this to somebody. I only showed one person because I wanted it to be an exciting reveal, but like a close buddy that's nearby, I was like, dude, look at these Truitt Parishes, these Truitt paintings coming. And I showed him this one and he was like, both of those have kind of like a Last Stand kind of vibe. You know, like a soldier in battle making a lot. Like this guy's charging in all by himself, and there's like an army of, I don't know if those are archers or what's going on up there, but it's got the Last Stand type of vibe to it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the concept and how you
so a lot of my pieces, especially in my thesis show, like the earlier stuff, tries to tell a story of either like primal fear or like overwhelming odds. So just the one figure has only himself to rely on. He's going to face down this overwhelming situation. And it's just like that heart pumping adrenaline type feeling. And like, can you make it? Can you not? What are you going to do? You know, you're just relying on yourself, your wits. I think it just sets up what you could think of as an epic story. You know, it's like right before the action happens and you can kind of let your imagination play around with it and figure out, you know, what is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? You know, is he the hero? Is he the enemy? Is he about to die? Is he going to live and win? And I don't know. I just like the narratives and the feeling of adrenaline, you know?
Yep. Yeah, that's really what makes painting special. You know, the storytelling aspect of it and pieces that tell like a triumphant or kind of like against all odds kind of story are really powerful, and you captured it nicely. And I love like the perspective elements where you kind of see the vantage point behind him, and then you could kind of tell the scale of like this big overwhelming mountain with how small the figures are up top and how small the birds are, you know, up in the horizon flying across here. It's really nicely done. Cool.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, it seems like the chat likes it. They're being a little quiet right now. I don't know. But yeah, maybe they're just taking it all in. But dude, this is, both of these are like really great. I'm so like happy to see a few of your pieces in person. I know like with we were kind of conflicted. We're like, do we take these to March of the Mortals and really kind of try to showcase them in person and then offer them after? But you know, we decided to try to like give it a shot sooner, and you could use some of those funds for, you know, your fun long weekend there, hanging out with fans. But so like we're in this kind of like weird limbo state where you're coming to an event. I don't know if again, I won't put you on the spot with this. I know Ron was trying to talk with the company, and I don't want to put the company on the spot too, to see like, I know some of these shows have been doing reveals, so I don't know if he's formally said if that's part of this or not, but We're very anxiously awaiting to see new stuff, new artwork, new reveals. So I don't know if it's going to happen in Baltimore or not, but it's kind of cool to see a couple of your older original work, some of the first pieces you ever did. It's definitely a treat, and we can't wait to see what's coming in Arthurian Legends.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to reveal them. I've been sitting on 'em for so long. I want the cards to
Yeah.
come out already. Yeah.
Yep. Cool, man. Well, let me see if the chat has any quick questions before Truitt has to run. Now is your last ditch chance. But while we're waiting, I wanted to see, is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Like what kind of things are you planning to do at the show or bring to the show? That kind of thing.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get together a lot of merch. I've just set up like a way to print like some really nice G Clay like archival prints, and I've kind of been expanding my library of images so I can have I can bring some new stuff, I can bring some old stuff. I'm working on a couple new pieces that hopefully everyone enjoys. They're kind of sorcery related, so I'm excited to reveal those. This one probably can't tell very much. It's behind me, but I got a commission from a guy that's actually, this is going to be kind of a battle image, sort of jihad, sorcery, crusade related. So I'm going to try to come out with that before Baltimore and hopefully bring some prints of that one because I think it's a pretty special piece.
Nice.
And then, yeah, hopefully getting some playmats. I know that I've been doing my research and it looks like those are kind of tough to get my hands on, but
yeah,
we'll see if I can bring some or at least set up a way to purchase some.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you like had that idea because I was going to talk to some of the newer artists, not just about the playmat thing, but about when you go to shows, like bring some of your work beyond sorcery. Some of the stuff you're just like some of the artists do stuff as fun side projects, or they have work like this that they did before sorcery. Like it's really cool to expose fans to some of the other things you did that weren't like specific to a certain game concept, but that you just did, for whatever other reasons, could be vastly different than what you did from sorcery or similar, like these two. It's really cool to expose them to that. And I think like in sorcery especially, the fan base is really becoming a fan of the artists themselves, not just their work, not just their card illustration, but they like you as people, and they like your style, your genre. Like a lot of artists are getting artist proof commissions, painting commissions like you're doing beyond the game. I mean, that really says a lot about how people are resonating with what you're all about, like what you're capable of doing, what you are doing. So that's super cool. I'm so excited to see, hopefully you can bring some of those new works, and excited to see your prints and pick one up and everything. Are you flying in or driving?
I'm flying. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're going to fly. Yeah. You got to fly with all that stuff. If you need to ship me anything to bring for you, yeah, I'll help you out there too. It's only like an hour and a half for me. So a few artists are doing that.
That would be sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll have a table like in the same room too. So we're definitely going to be hanging out a lot over the weekend. Hopefully we can get away from the table and maybe play some games and school some of these guys a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll be fun, man.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I'm excited to see you.
It's coming up quick, 3-4 weeks. So
yep.
Great, man. All right. I didn't get any questions from the chat, so I guess they're saving them for Baltimore.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, anything we missed?
No, I don't think so. I know you should be getting one more surprise in a day, so we'll see.
Oh yeah,
when you want to reveal that, but yeah,
absolutely. All right, cool, man. Appreciate you coming on. We'll talk soon. I'll see you in a few weeks.
All right, yeah. See you later, Mike. Thanks for talking.
Yep. Take care, brother. See ya.
You too.
All right, guys. We're going to do. Here's Aric. Aric, you are on, man. Hang on. Here we go.
All right. Let me get sufficiently wizardly looking here.
I was wondering what was going on there.
Yeah.
You look dangerous. All right. So we're going to do a sample pack break. This is going to be fun because it's been, how long has it been? Like a month? It seems like it's been forever.
I think it's 3 weeks this time.
Yeah.
Let me check.
And what did we hit last time? Man, it all runs together for me. You probably remember better than me what the hit was.
I'd have to check. I don't remember myself.
You don't remember?
Yeah, it was April 28. I remember. I can find out pretty quick.
Yeah, you got the data. All right, let me set up the overhead cam then. And there's a few things I got to do. Actually, I was like scrambling to get started here like I typically do. So I got to load up the Wheel of Names Let me gra- let me go let me go with the
Oh,
camera.
it's the
Oh.
Royal Bodyguard.
Royal Bodyguard. Yeah, okay.
The same time as the first artist print, or not artist proof, but the
Atlas Thorn.
Atlas. Yeah, the what do you call those
Oops.
again? Altar.
Altars, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That was like the karma moment when I
Yep.
had
And we also had the
I'm all.
exceptional counterspell too. That was
Yes.
a nice one.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable pack, and it was. I'll just show the cases while I'm grabbing a pack. Also, this bad boy's ending tonight at 8. What do you think of that one?
Beautiful.
Are you more of a collector, or do you play the game as well?
Oh, I'm more of a player.
So how is Drown like in gameplay? This is the original
It's a good
painting of
one.
Drown.
Yeah, it's I mean, if you play water is currently considered a little weaker than the others. But
Okay.
if you're in water, it's a kind of a staple card.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, man. It's the first original from Alan Pollock that I've actually seen in person. So it was cool to get that in. Let's see. What are we going to do here today? Got the American packs. So let's go with one of the American packs because I said what we're gonna do is this is like there was this one guy that I acquired a bunch of packs from, and it was the one we pulled the time stop. So we'll see if our luck prevails with his cards specifically. And what I got to do is load up the wheel of names with. Let me see if I can do a copy paste from Discord. That would be pretty slick. What have you been up to? Are you you're not coming to Baltimore, are you?
No, I can't really travel for sorcery. I'm up
No?
in Pacific Northwest, other side of the country. I'm stuck up here for now.
Fair enough. Yeah, so well just to remind the viewers who you are in case they missed the last time you were on, you want to tell them a little bit about
Oh,
the
sure.
spreadsheet you've been doing?
Yeah, so I guess that spreadsheet is my big contribution to this whole thing. I've just got a hold of every public pack opening or any sort of reveal of any sample cards and tracked them all, and try to get the pull rates. It started actually with a list of every card. I just want to know what are all the sample cards out there, and then it actually expanded into doing the pulls. So every publicly, and I've also private messaged some people. They've shared, a few of them have shared things they don't want their name out there. They don't have YouTube videos of it or anything, but yeah. And how many do I have now? Looks like I've got 134 pack openings.
Damn. Wow,
total.
That's amazing. Because there were 244 packs in Kickstarter. Some people got packs before the Kickstarter, like people that were, partners, early content creators. People won some, I think, or were awarded some for being influential in the early days or an active part of the community. So let's call it, I don't know. There's not like, at least released publicly. I mean, meaning excluding any that Aric might have or other employees potentially. Not a ton beyond the 244 from Kickstarter, so they're pretty rare. And you have a accounting of, I guess that would make it roughly half or more than half, which is amazing. All right. Yeah, and the spreadsheet's awesome. If you guys want to go back, you know what? I should parse that out into a regular video because there's been so many breaks that it becomes pretty hard for those to be discoverable. But you did a great overview of how that spreadsheet works, all the data that's in there. If you go to, let me go to the, load this thing up again. And if you go to, so people always ask me, like, how do I find that spreadsheet? And if you go to collectorarthouse.com under Collector's Corner, and then one of the sub pages is Sample Card Gallery. It's right up here at the top. So your Google Sheets doc, and here's all the data. So as we go here, you got this handy on your screen, and as we pull them, you'll be able to tell us like the pop size and any kind of nuances probably fairly quickly.
Yep, I'll be updating in real time.
Beautiful.
I also track ordinaries. It's not on the public spreadsheet, but I have a local copy that has the ordinary pulls also. So I'll be talking about those too.
Sweet.
I think last time, actually, since the last call, I got some information from Christo that he pulled the Peasant Revolt, which was the first time we'd seen that sample card.
Yeah.
we'd seen it in Spellcraft card that you showed me that.
Yeah.
And then since that, he also told me another one. The Ascalon Phoenix was also first sample card I've never seen before. So
oh wow,
that dude, he opened 4 packs and 3 of them are one of a kind so far.
Oh my god.
And one is the Mirror Realm too. So.
Yeah, he had the hang on a second here. Wow, you got the Mirror Realm. That's sick.
Yeah.
He backed at the collector tier because I remember he was really into. I won't say what painting he got because I don't know if he wants me to say, but I remember like he's one of the OGs that was in the Discord from day one, like myself and a handful of other guys, and he really wanted that gnomes, the Vasily card. Now I'm gonna blank. The Vasily card with the gnomes.
I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's got an elaborate name. He was really hoping to get that one because that was in the collector tier a lot. Somebody got that, which is like I'd love to see that painting in person. I haven't been able to track that one down to see who has it. But let me show. You mentioned Peasant Revolt, which is an Andrea Modesti painting and illustration that we've discovered, but it was not used in alpha. So there was an early, this is it, or Peasant Rebellion is what was it called? Peasant Rebellion or Peasant Revolt
it was
as a sample?
Probably Rebellion. I don't think the name changed.
Okay.
No, it's Peasant Revolt I have listed here.
Yeah, Peasant Revolt. Wow. So this early Spellcraft card shows that it was once conceived as Peasant Rebellion, and you see it's a Spellcraft. So the old naming convention and design, and Violent Magic of a Long Coming Revolution. This is super cool because on the Spellcraft, it just says Violent Magic of a Long Coming Revolution. There's no rarity designation at all on this card. So it makes you wonder, how would they even... There's no, like, symbol for rarity. There's nothing in the typeline text to indicate the rarity, nor the title box. So these are really raw, early development cards. This one's kind of an anomaly in that sense. That's fascinating. Because you see in the spell book here, these are all Spellcraft cards. A lot of these do say, actually, you know what? A lot of them do say exceptionally or elite or whatever, ordinary. This one here, the Dispel, and again, this is Spellcraft, not a sample card. This preceded sample cards. This says Quick Magic of Shattered Hope and Dreams. So again, no rarity designation. I guess it was more about, in those days, playtesting and getting the game mechanic right, and maybe they were just winging it with, I don't know, maybe there weren't rules about number of copies you could even have in your deck at that time. That's an interesting on-the-fly find.
Yeah, I never noticed that before.
I'm glad you brought that up. All right, so we got these. I'm going to need, let me tape up the top loaders.
All right.
So
Can we engage in irresponsible speculation while you're doing that?
Yeah, man. I don't know. There's talk of bad actors and people that are good for the game, bad for the game.
No, it's sample card related things.
Oh,
yeah. So
people are talking.
Let me confirm with me. My understanding here is Aric Curios has been pretty clear about they're not going to give out any more sample cards. Is that right?
Is that a question? Yes. Yeah. They said so. Simon has said that definitively. I believe in the Discord and in some of my live streams.
Yep, that's what I thought. And then in my mind, it was also at least a reason for it is because it's almost too desirable, or the reception was almost too good. Is that? Am I making that up? They also mentioned that.
Yeah, I don't know if he came out and gave a pure black and white reason. And to clarify, it's not that they won't print sample cards, because that's something you typically do. So I'm sure they probably have them for Arthurian Legends. It's that they won't make them available to the public. They won't sell them. I think it's twofold, if I had to guess. I think it's yes, they want to make the core collectability and chase be within the booster box, direct from the company, and also I would think there's some element of value preservation for the people that backed them early on, because they were only made available in the early bird tier. There were 100 people that had access to that, 24 in the collector tier and 4 in the avatar tier. And all of those people made a significant investment at the time of Kickstarter. So to reprint and dilute them, of course, they're alpha, so they'll always be the grails. But That's my speculation. I don't know that he offered
Let's
an
see.
exact explanation. Although I think he did say he wants the chase to be in the booster box.
Right. I think I remember that too.
Yep. Which makes perfect sense. And I'm happy they're doing that because I also agree. I mean, it's going to be so sad when these dry up and the breaks are over because it's been like a ton of fun and there's so like much rich history here. But at the same time, it's really just fun and exciting to just be like a one and done piece of history here.
I'm okay with it either way. I'd be okay either way, but I mean, what's the point? Let's go, a few years in the future, the 19th set sample cards from it. Like, who really cares, right? Like, the coolest thing about sample cards is that they're pre-alpha, pre-Kickstarter, right? It's part of the history.
Yeah, you're right. Like, who cares, like, in these future sets if they're refining print quality and this and that? It's that there's been so much profound development change. You know what? I got to get my axe tool. Hang on.
I think they'd still be desirable just because of the rarity and people who like to collect master sets, but
yep,
compared to the value of the samples that are out there now.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, so I think, yeah, you're right. The beauty of these is the rare history. Like, they're rare, great. A lot of things are rare. Paintings are rare. I like paintings, number one. But the beauty of it is the development. Seeing the development history in printed form is very unique. As you know, I try to keep these pristine because I want to do something fun with the packs. So I try not to mess these up. All right, so the face has the void sticker. The back has no sticker at all.
Are you sure it's a U.S. pack?
Yeah, well, actually, no, you're right. The U.S. has the well, we're too far in now, but you're right. The U.S. pack has the barcode on the back.
Right, all the ones I've seen.
So this one is actually from. Oh wait, so the guy. I'm trying to think because I think we hit Grails with this guy.
The only ones I've seen with nothing are New Zealand or Australia.
Yeah. The guy's in New Zealand that I got these from. And no, it's not Aric. It's not Simon. Simon's not in New Zealand. He's in Texas. So it's not those guys. But there's a guy that I did buy from down in New Zealand. And I actually bought, I think I bought 4. He had a collector tier pledge. So I bought his 4 sample packs and I bought, was it a master case of Alpha. It cost me like a freaking fortune, man. And I think I did a break. I've done breaks so far of one of the cases. I have one more case where I'll reopen break sooner or later. But I'm trying to remember, from his case, we hit a non-foil Philo Stone. This was Alpha. And we hit a foil Philo Stone. And then, like, I think maybe it must have been his sample pack where we hit the time stop. So this is actually, for some reason I was thinking these American packs where the time stop hit. I'll go back. I'll have to go back and double check that. Or maybe you have Provenance. Do you have it from the time stop?
So that was.
I could have sworn I hit like a monster grail.
Source number 48.
I think I opened 2 of the 4 sample packs from this guy.
That was your Smapple pack, yes.
Yeah.
That was the U.S. pack with barcode on the back.
Oh, okay.
The Smapple pack.
All right. Do you have a inventory of what we got from New Zealand packs?
I've got New Zealand. Pack bag 21 was New Zealand, which is 66.
You have amazing data archive, dude. So impressive. Let me slide these out without jacking it up.
Or some Kobolds, River of Flame.
Ah, yeah, that's right. We hit a... And how rare is the River of Flame now? How many copies?
The only one.
Oh, okay.
Though it is in the precons.
Yeah, so we hit a 1 of 1 unique from the sample packs. And yes, there was a very limited number. There we go. Very limited number. There we go. So when I do something with this, it looks pretty clean. Very limited number of pre-con sample decks that were given out to some early content creators to showcase the game in the very early days. All right, so I need sleeves. And then we'll do our shuffle. Who's up in the chat today? Beta is king? Oh, Doap changed his name. This guy's been on all the lives lately. So those Truitt paintings are pretty sweet. I'm going to offer those up this week.
That was cool.
Hopefully that goes well because he was trying to raise cash for Him and I think he's bringing his girlfriend out too. Him and his girlfriend are coming out for the Sorcery Spring Social Baltimore event, so that'll pay for some of their expenses while they're in town. I think they're gonna go check out DC a little bit. Hot Grail
to combine
summer
the trips.
continues.
Sign me up for Team Step Curio too. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like so. I mean, it's pretty clear cut for most people. They either say the step or the sketch elemental avatars. The problem with I don't know. Step is just great on many levels. It just looks awesome. But the tough part about the sketch curio that I think hurts it is that people want like all four. You know, so that if they only pull one, it's pretty amazing. But it's like not as satisfying because they have that itch to get all four, and it's just so freaking hard to do or expensive.
Yeah. For me, I like colors, so the sketches are never going to be the top of my list.
Ah, okay. That's fair. Yeah, they're kind of like a cool novelty. But the artwork of the elemental avatars is so great. What do you think about the element as a player? You say you're mostly a player. It's cool. We got 2 Atlas cards so far, I think. What do you think about the fate of the elemental avatars from the alpha precons and alpha foils, the Severin art, and the fact that they changed it functionally and changed the artwork? Are those, you think those will hold value? Does that help or hurt those from a player perspective? I mean, are they irrelevant because they changed them functionally, or do you envision people will still play with those in the future?
What was this about changing functionally? I've never seen anything about a functional change.
The elemental avatars from Alpha, when they went to the Francesca Berald artwork, I thought they changed the functional gameplay mechanic of them.
Oh, they're completely different cards. They didn't change how they work. They just made 4 new elemental avatars.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So so the original ones from Alpha, do people still play those, or the
Earth
new ones?
is still the Earth and Air. People play them.
Okay.
Water is pretty much strictly better, the new one, and then Fire also probably. But Earth is definitely still very unique mechanic and very strong, and so is Avatar of Air.
Okay. Yeah, I think they backed off of 100% saying they would never reprint them. My guess would be if they were to reprint them, they'd reprint the mechanic of them with different artwork, and they wouldn't go back to the Severin artwork. So that's kind of... Yeah. It's kind of cool for me and the other Avatar backers, you know, to have like that unique piece of art history.
Absolutely. I'd prefer if reprints any valuable card never gets the same art reprinted. That's would be my preference. Like if they did some ordinaries or exceptionals, fine, but
sure. Yeah, I agree. And I think I'm hoping that is likely because there's been a lot of, you probably heard me talk about it before, there's been a lot of artwork that had the same title when it was commissioned from the artist. So there's definitely, and it's not like just 1, 2, 3, like one-offs, you know, it's like a significant number of pieces.
Right.
So, you know, Eric's up to something there. All right. Do we have a good shuffle?
It'd be fun to have a Sleeping Giant and Sleeping Giantess and play 3 copies of each.
Well, there's deck. 2 sleeping... Did they call it Giant or Giantess in the final?
The one that's released in the set is Sleeping Giantess, and I know you have a Spellcraft card with Sleeping Giant.
Yeah, but it's a female giant, and it's no, it's not. You're right. It's a male. I think it was by Elvira Palikowska. I had it in my binder there. Let me see.
Now, that'd be cool if they release that in like a revised set or something. Then it's functionally you can have 6 copies in your deck if they're the same card.
Yeah, Sleeping Giant. You're right. It's a dude sitting there with his big beard. Elvira Palikowska. So an elite mythic rests his eyes here, and I think mythic is something that came back in the Curios. That was revived. So awesome piece of history there. The giant sleeps until attacked. It must immediately attack the creature that woke it up. Damn. So that was 3 to cast, 1 Earth threshold, and 6 power. That's insane. Seems broken as hell. Is the giant can't be that strong?
The giantess is 5 power, 3 to cast, 5 power.
Really? Wow. Is that a really strong?
And a different mechanic too. It takes damage. It wakes up.
Okay.
It's a strong card. You have the cards to go with it. You have to have a way to waking it up. But it's definitely some strong decks.
Yeah, here it is. Oh, so it was elite in the spellcraft. Now it's exceptional. Yeah, 3 and 5. That's pretty strong value. Except I guess it comes into play sleep, so it's disabled. until you hit it. Yeah, so it's you got to kind of ping it. You have to ping it yourself to make it active. Is that how people play it?
Yes.
Yeah, makes sense. See, I know how to play, man. People busting my chops.
Learn from me all the time, Mike.
All right, so we're shuffling up the list, and we're ready to get into the pack. I gave it a good shuffle. Let's see, who's up here in the chat? Are the people participating in the chat? Today we got Koyubi. He's got 1. Gambit's got 5. He's going hard on this one.
Oh.
Don't tell Ma. That was kind of funny. There was a guy that said, like, I want to be anonymous. So I said, all right, I'm going to go with Don't Tell Ma for your name. And he laughed, and he's like, yeah, that works. We got Packatus. Ghost Pants has 3. User 17. River of Cho. And Jerry J. And Rook, I think, is first timer, I want to say. Oh, no Hyatt's here. Yeah, Hyatt's, man. Hyatt's was begging me to break packs for weeks. Then I'd break them, and he's like, I'm out, guys. I'm chasing something else. As soon as I announce it, he's like, nah, I'm good. All right. That's hilarious. All right, let's give it a spin and get into this. Oh, Ghost Pants is here. All right, sweet. User 17. First one. It's been a while, man. I'm excited to see what we hit. Hopefully get some grails. Let me count. I always got to count, make sure there's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. Sigh of relief. We found one anomaly pack that Red Zone Rogue opened in the 12 he was given, and it had only 14 cards. It's the only one I think I've seen like that.
Yeah, there's been a couple with no elite or unique replaced by an ordinary.
Yep.
But I think that's the only pack that was short a card.
Yeah, exactly. All right, user 17. So let me see if I could do this. There we go. Through a simple view switch. First one off the bat, user 17. Ooh, Highland Clansman. We were just talking about this with Truitt. So an ordinary, 6 to cast, 4 power level. So you'll
That is the 10th Highland Clansman.
The 10th copy. Wow. So there you go. You're going to save us a lot of time with having the facts handy. Yeah, that's amazing. So that's is it easy to see like the design change on your spreadsheet too, or is that going to be too much? The pop number is awesome information.
If there's a major, it doesn't have like the details of the text. Okay. But yes, if you look at the second tab, sample cards, it has every card listed in. There's some major. If there's any major change, rarity, art change, and then it lists basic facts, the type, mana, element, threshold, power. But you have to refer to the released card to see if it's a change or not.
Gotcha. Okay. So if people want to circle back on any given one, maybe we'll do it for any elite, unique, or exceptional hits, but for the ordinaries. In the
I know this one changed. I think it was 7 cost, 5 power.
Okay.
With charge.
Nice. Yeah, this is. Obviously the Crusade, Jihad, Vanguard Knights are favorites of mine from Truitt, but this one's really awesome too. It's cool. We just had them on. It always seems to work out like that. You have the artists on, and then you hit one of their cards. This is sweet artwork. Tony Sudlow was gushing about this one. He was like, man, I wish I did that one, art wise. It's really, I love like how the artists support each other. I think we need more of that, like in the community with content creators and just like, I don't know if you're on Facebook at all, but people have been like really frustrated about what's going on with beta. The fact that it went to Singapore, now it's coming back to the U.S. and people in the U.S. can't get it, and they're just like, people are getting upset that people from the U.S. are buying it, and there's all this angst, and people are like, players and collectors are fighting with each other. It's terrible. So I'm going to have some player-based content creators on. I'll wait till tonight or tomorrow to kind of reveal the big guest I'm going to have next weekend, but it'll be a fun one. Cool. That I haven't talked to on channel. I think you guys will be excited about that.
Yeah. This is the timeless conflict with CCGs, right?
Yeah, it's a shame it has to be like that, because who cares, I always say, do whatever the hell you like. If you like to play.
I think it's all part of the community. We support each other, even though there's some tension between their goals.
Right, that's it. Yeah. It's the nature of the beast with TCGs.
In the end, any demand is good demand.
Yep. Yeah, and on some level, like, you don't want it to get toxic and people to be fighting with each other and making for a bad experience, but it does create discussion. Sometimes it can be healthy and respectful debate, and it causes engagement, which helps on Facebook because then more people sign up for the group. So it grows the community in a weird roundabout way. All right, Ghost Pants. He's got 3. Oh, sweet. Unland Eel.
It's nice art.
Yeah, this is an amazing... It just looks like a really sophisticated artwork from her, like a piece you'd see in a museum or something. I love this one. Yeah. So it's an ordinary. What's the pop on that?
That's
it up?
the 13th copy. And this one has a bunch from the art pack. So Team Covenant pulled 3 of those.
Oh, okay.
In their first opening and more later.
So that goosed the numbers. Yeah. But 13 is what you said?
Yes, that's the 13th copy.
Yeah, it's amazing how even the ordinaries, and this is out, like, how many packs have you tracked now?
This would be the 134th pack.
Wow.
So I missed some of the ordinaries, but that's it's most of them. I've tracked almost 1,100 ordinaries, so it'll be over 1,100 with this opening.
So out of 1,100 ordinaries, 13 copies of this one. Damn.
Yeah. Pretty average.
Okay. So if you double, like you assume you don't have data for roughly double, it gets you to the 244 packs. If you doubled the pop, if it was evenly distributed, you're talking, I don't know, less than 30 copies potentially of this card printed.
Yeah. I mean, they're curio level rarity.
Yeah.
Multiple times more rare than alpha unique foil.
Mm-hmm. Yep. At 248 copies. All right. Spinning the wheel. I love that artwork too, man. It's one of my favorites from Francesca. Gambit 11. So he's got 5. We're going to see his name coming up a lot here. I put it as Gambit 11 on the wheel, but I was lazy with the label. I just said Gambit. All right.
Oh, we got a site. Or an app. Sorry.
Yeah. First Atlas. There were 2 in a pack as we were shuffling them we saw. So... All right, we'll get the data in a moment. I'm always curious, is it going to be a basic land or something big? The Gothic Tower. Nice. So one of the staples. And I have a few of these in Spellcraft while you're looking it up there. In the early days, it said only Tower, all 3 variants. So it's kind of cool. This is like Spellcraft predated these. They had even further change from when it went to sample test print. And... now you have the Gothic Tower, ordinary rarity. Yep. What's the pop on that?
That's the number 11.
Wow.
And then the rare one here, the Lone Tower. I only know of 3 Lone Towers other than the precons.
Really? 3? Oh my God.
And what's the other tower? Lone Tower, Gothic Tower, and Dark Tower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dark Tower, there's a bunch of those. There's 14 of those.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's interesting.
Very nice one.
Yeah, they haven't been uniformly discovered. But still, yeah, it feels like I've opened like a bunch of I've opened 23 packs, so that's like 20% of the pop. That's pretty substantial. But even in that population size, it feels like I've opened a bunch of basic lands, but it's always I know I've opened a bunch of rivers, maybe not so much of the towers, coincidentally. Sweet. All right, pretty cool artwork by Mikhail. And I think a lot of these, like when he originally did the art, they were in vertical format, and then he ended up redoing them as landscape style when they made the change for... That was a design change they made when the Atlas sites in the early days used to be vertical. All right.
Good change.
Yep, for sure. Ghost Pants. What do you think about the, speaking of that change, they have the mini tokens at quarter size, and now in the Dust Rewards... They have the full-size foot soldiers. Do you think those will be like a playable thing or more of like a collectible?
I mean, definitely more collectible just in the rarity. But if people want to play with them, I think some people will. I think they're funny.
Do they get a lot of play? Because you said Earth is powerful, so are they pretty ubiquitously used in Earth decks?
Yeah, it's pretty common just because the basic sites produce them, as well as the border militia. So yeah, it's almost every Earth deck is gonna see a token here or there.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen enough gameplay to see them in action, so hopefully when I'm in Baltimore, we'll see that. All right, so Ghost Pants is back on the clock. Here we go. Polar Bears, that's a banger. Everybody loves this artwork for some reason. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I ever pulled this before. It can't be a lot. We're hitting all the ordinaries up front.
Yeah, it's 11 total, and that's the 6th from the pledge packs.
Wow.
I'd have to cross-reference to see if you pulled any. Yeah, I played pack break 2, pack break 3.
Okay.
Getting into ancient history here.
Yeah, so those are the very early days. Melissa Benson, man. So having she's such an iconic artist in Magic with the Nightmare, the Shivan Dragon, Lord of Atlantis. You know, she has all those like super iconic cards, and now it feels like polar bears and some of these early fun popular cards are just a really great unique piece of history, especially since it's pre-alpha. You know, that's pretty unique in of itself.
I like the mechanic on that. It's just a cool card.
Yeah, this one, so I don't know if the mechanic changed here. It says these bears can move between locations at the top and bottom edges of the realm as if they were adjacent.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is now. I think the threshold is down to 1.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. And it's a 2 power. 2 cost, 2 power, 1 threshold, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and then thematically, I find it interesting that the Ruler of Thul, you know, is also like a winter scene. I mean, in the Frazetta piece, of course, you have the bears pulling the sled. But then in like Vincent's take on that, he kind of had them off in the distance, but you have like that same wintry scene, and it's kind of connected to these polar bears. I think the Ruler doesn't allow all minions to traverse the north and south poles of the realm.
Yep. There's the 3, and then there's Polar Explorers is the 3rd one. 3 cards that allow that. Well, plus the Magellan's Globe and other things, but yeah, within the wintry themed polar ones.
Yeah,
yep.
It says extreme latitudes, polar, you know, so the north and south pole. It's just like a super flavorful concept. I love that these guys are like super creative. It's really awesome.
Yep.
The game designers. All right, so 11 to go. Yeah, we did 4 so far. This is number 5. Ghost Pants 4242 yet again. So he's going to hit at the second Atlas site. This will be interesting. The second and last, I believe, from this particular pack.
Right.
Which is pretty...
I don't know if it's a ghost with pants or pants are ghostly. Not sure.
Did you ever do any data analysis on, I don't know how like difficult this would be from your spreadsheet, like how many Atlas site cards on average are found per pack? Or the spectrum of like...
I haven't done the analysis. It'd be pretty easy, simple division. I've got the stats to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we should work on that like after offline later. Because there's, I'm pretty certain I've opened like several packs that had none at all. And then I want to say, I don't know, you can go look at the data later on like what's the most that have ever been in one of my packs. I want to say I had one that was like chock full of them. And I've seen was it on Cardboard Guide with TG? I think he opened a ton in one pack too. It was really interesting.
There was one, it wasn't a pledge pack, but there was someone who opened it. Every ordinary was a site. 11 sites.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's insane. Wow. Yeah. 11. Wow, that is such a freak anomaly. All right, we're on Ghost.
That was, I think, when they were like, they just pulled them in order. I think they just picked them off a pile and had a stack of them.
Dude,
all right, yeah. Like, what's this one here?
I can't say how rare that is. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So again, like on the Atlas sites here, well, I got it on the backside. So remember, they had the names of the regions on the sample packs, and then when they went to Alpha, the first thing we noted, and credit to this guy Dave, who was part of the Art House Syndicate company. That was big in Flesh and Blood. I think he was the first that I know of that noticed that these names were not on these regions, and he put that out into Discord. That was really interesting find that they went away from that, because it's still in the card titles. You still have some cards that are Midland, Fireland, maybe not as much. Unland and Highland, we still see that.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting choice. All right, here we go. Oh, the Lone Tower. Wow,
that's the rare one. Nice.
Wow, you got the rare one then.
That's only the 4th copy, only the 2nd from a pledge pack.
Awesome. So 2 towers in this pack. Wow, that's fascinating too. Because I think maybe there's some collation in that regard as well. Because I want to say I'm pretty sure I've pulled 2 rivers before. So maybe there's something to that with finding multiple water element Atlas.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at that.
Yeah, there's so many ways to slice data. We need like a chat GPT of sample breaks. Jerry G. Someday, dude, someday the algorithm's going to be sophisticated enough where like Excel is just going to seem like an archaic, stupid thing to do. It'll just be at our fingertips verbally. We'll ask the question, and the machines will spit it out.
Sad day for me.
Yeah, I know. We're probably, hopefully, we'll be long gone. Our generation. We're middle aged, so we're on borrowed time as it is. I think we're good. All right, Jerry J. He's got one in the pack. Ooh, Spectral Stalker, Jeff Easley. Amazing artwork, man. There's so much going on in this piece.
There's only been 5 of them. This is number 6.
Wow.
One of the rarest ordinaries so far.
Yeah. Incredible how rare these ordinaries are. Makes me want to data mine your spreadsheet and go jump on some of these that people are pissing away for $150 or $200. That seems like stupid cheap when like these promos are seem to be going for $150 to $200 or I don't know. Just like so many cards. It's weird. Like in like other games, that's a wild valuation for like your typical card, but there's like tons of sorcery cards that are worth like a few hundred to thousands of dollars already. I don't know. Some people think it's like wild FOMO. Others just are like super believers in the project. It'll be interesting to see how things play out.
Time will tell. Yeah.
Yep. Over the next few years. Wild demand right now, though. All right, 9 to go. Yeah, Koyobi's noting that Tower of Babel coming, says Purple Squish. There's never been a Tower of Babel. I only have the early era playtest version of that. We've never seen a sample, an official China Factory sample print of that. All right, Rook. I don't know how he pronounces that. So here we go. We've been through a bunch of the ordinaries. We should have some more exceptionals and hopefully an elite unique coming up. Sedge Crabs. There's a fun one. A lot of people love this mechanic and think it's hilarious and flavorful.
Well, so that's an ordinary now, but that's an exceptional.
Yep. Example. And the Iron Skin, is that still a mechanic?
Nope, it does not exist. I mean, the mechanic exists, but not as a key term. Keyword.
Okay. Awesome.
That's okay. The first Sedge Crab from a pledge pack. Wow. There's been 2 others, one from art, one from the silver packs.
Okay. So the silver packs that predated the
packs. Creator packs, I think I've heard them called.
Yeah. So like in the early days, those are the ones they gave out to the community before the ones that came out in Kickstarter that had the sticker on them. So yeah, that's an interesting development because there's been speculation like was that a different print file at that time? Are there different cards? But that debunks some of that theory, at least like in this finding that helps get us closer to say that there is some. I mean, obviously there's a lot of crossover, but I don't know. We need more data to prove are there cards that are exclusive to the early pre-alpha packs versus the post-alpha, and some might be exclusive to the Kickstarter potentially. Like if you decided, I don't know, like maybe like the File of Stone, right? He might have printed pre-Kickstarter and said like, I need that card to be super rare. I want the one in the booster packs to be the only one people chase, so I'm not going to put it in the Kickstarter packs. I don't know. That could be. Maybe Predestination too. That one's eluded us as well. I have not pulled either of those cards. Yep.
It's weird that some of those special ones, there's only one of each so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what that means. But that could be significant.
Yeah, most likely luck, but it could. Yeah, I agree. It could be significant.
Yeah, and the exceptionals are so wildly rare too. It's not that surprising that that's the first one we've discovered in a Kickstarter pack. Koyobi. All right, here we go. He's in the chat.
All right.
Hearts pounding. He's praying for the banger. Here we go. All right. Spin Attack, another Truitt. Yeah, as I was listening back on his interview, when he came on my channel the very first time we did the interview, he was talking about how Aric just asked him to do this like radial attack where it's swinging the blade in this circular motion, like the card. It says, ordinary magic of radial violence, target allied minion deals damage equal to its power to other minions near it. So it hits all the nearby sites, and it was Truitt's choice to insert the dragons because he really likes painting dragons. and he said that originally they were green dragons, and it just wasn't popping enough, so he decided to. He's done like a lot of refinement of his work, I guess, before he finalized it, and that was one of the big changes. He made those red dragons and the blood streak following the circular motion of the blade and coming down the blade is pretty sweet.
Cool, yeah. That's the 10th copy.
Wow, awesome. So far, all of these ordinaries, I think the most you've said is 13 so far. So,
yeah, let me check. I can quickly check the most of any is 18.
18, okay.
And the least is 4. It used to be 3 with the Lone Towers. Now it's 4.
Wow, awesome.
So between 4 and 18 copies.
So we hit one of the most rare ordinaries. Beautiful. All right, 7 to go. Gambit.
He's
got
this
a bunch.
Is the one with 5. All right.
He has 3 left.
4
yeah,
left.
after this
saving to the end when we get the elites and exceptionals still here.
All right. Yeah, he's still in the game. Good odds. True Sight crossbow. Man. I don't recall.
Was an exceptional. Okay.
Yeah, it's an exceptional, so it's a significant hit. It's a Benson.
Only the second one.
It wasn't me, right, that pulled it the first time? I was going to say, I don't recall ever pulling it.
Source 29. That is a private. No, that's not private. No, that's you.
Oh, it was me. Okay.
Pack break 6.
6.
Can't blame you for something that long.
Yeah, I was like, man, I don't know. It seems like loosely familiar, but
that
like
was in December.
Yeah, and it's weird too. Like I never like think about this artwork, or never. I never like really hear it discussed. It's not like a super like high end chase card, obviously, but it's like it feels like one of those forgotten about Benson cards, and it's like a really cool like design because it's like fairly simplistic, and it just has this like super old school vibe with these like nerf dart looking darts coming up, like it's like intentionally trying to capture a certain like old school 90s vibe to it, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, she really knows how to paint for TCG, like the space of the card.
Yep,
I've seen it in other.
But there's a lot of like skill and detail into the background too. The color of the background is just amazing. I think that's one of her greatest strengths, But like her work is just very recognizable, her style in general, and you're spot on. Like she really knows how to like fit the frame of a card just right. That's awesome. All right, so only the second discovered. So these exceptionals are insanely rare. I don't know if Gambit's watching today. Yeah, this guy's saying that the Benson equipment cards all look sick. They just look like super classic, like it's out of an old Nintendo game or something. One thing I forgot to mention with Truitt is he said that when I always discover things when I listen it back, even if I did the interview, the nuances of it. So I was listening to his interview back, and he said Aric showed him he would show him like reference images sometimes, and he did that with like let me go to River of Cho. Get organized before I forget the basics. So he had in like Crown of the Victor, for example, when Elvira Shakarova did that one, he referenced a magic card, like, and that's the kind of concept that inspired that one, just the design of it. And I forget it's like
I wonder which one that would be.
Ursa's Miter, I want to say it might have been called. I'm not as well.
Okay, maybe one I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. That may or may not be correct, but it's like a crown-looking image with an intricate background. But something Truitt said is that he would show him reference images sometimes, but he said he showed him like a screenshot from a video game, which tells me like I think he's pulling in influence it's probably Path of Exile, right? He probably, or Diablo or something, right? I mean, probably from that genre, but I would guess like Path of Exile, maybe he's pulling influence from that. And that in the early days on official Discord, people would ask Aric questions about like if there's any Path of Exile influence, and he kind of teased and hinted at Aric's Curiosa, with the I was more of a Diablo guy. I wasn't in the Path of Exile, so I always forget the name of the. Were you into it? Do you know the name of the little?
No, I played a little Diablo, but never Path of Exile.
It's I could go to the website really quick. If we go to Francesca Berald's page. This is an interesting little tangent. Berald. All right. Yeah, Exalted Orb. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, so if you go to the Eric's Curiosa, this little this Exalted Orb is from Path of Exile.
Okay.
So all these other trinkets were like personal things from like I also did a behind the art, or like an article with Francesca Berald on this when we started doing her artist proofs offers, and she talked about how all these little trinkets on here were like personal items she has around the house from her travels or
Okay.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I think I
But
remember
that one, yeah, so like in the early sketch card, let me check on the sketch card. Actually, yeah, let's go to the sketch card really quick. So if we go to Collector's Corner, Curio Card Gallery Alpha. If you look at the, yeah, see here, you don't see it. In the early sketch, you don't have the Exalted Orb there. So that was in the early design development. And then I did an article here. Where was that? Was it the Curio cards? I did a deep dive on all Curio
I do like
cards.
that curio too.
Which one?
The
Oh,
9.
the 9-piece?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know we were in a small club, I think. Like that.
That's my favorite. So we had this progression of the design. Yeah, here we go. All right, it's loading up. So we have the Curio card itself. That did not have the Exalted Orb. This in blue is a quote from her. She said it's from... First of all, I was looking through my old email exchanges with Aric regarding this piece. It's from 2019. Wow, 5 years ago. So I wrote this article in 2020. Oh, no, I guess it was earlier, 2024. I immediately understood from the name to the card that this was a special one, but I didn't imagine it would be so unique also. Aric asked me to work on a painting double the size of my usual card illustrations, so I guess there was something going on with this piece. Aric gave me a few indications on this piece. He wanted a table with various medieval curios. That's interesting. Medieval curio elements laid on it, like an old-fashioned globe and a few maps and maybe some spell books. All the items you see in the painting are inspired from objects that I own, and each one has a special story behind it. For example, the keys and lock from a shop in an English castle. So in her artist proof, she's like reinvoking all these like memories from the Eric's Curiosa, which is pretty sweet. As you can see from the two images attached, the famous Exalted Orb was not in the first drawing. So on the left here is the first drawing. It really wasn't planned, even after I started coloring the painting. Aric probably thought of it and mentioned it only later, so I added the Exalted Orb during the painting phase, and that is quite unique. It usually never happens to me. So I guess she typically starts with a base sketch like this and then paints over top. So it's very rare for her to go and add and insert an item. So between her and Aric, you can see even in the work in progress piece, it's still not there. This was like a partially. Can I blow this up? Yeah, this was a partially printed photo. It's awesome that she was taking progress pictures of this. So along the path, I guess Aric caught it just enough, and they figured that this little space here was perfect to fit it in before she finished the piece.
Wow.
Man, cool piece of history.
Yeah,
And there's never been a Eric's Curiosa. I didn't lose the wheel, right? There's never been an Eric's Curiosa sample card found, right?
They're in the pre-cons, but
Yeah,
we've never pulled one that I know of.
Okay. So they're in the pre-con samples. But
Yeah, I was surprised how much detail there is in Francesca's art. Like I got
Yeah.
even slightly enlarged version of it, and there's just so much in there. I'd love to see a larger
Yeah.
into original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few guys that snag some of the originals. It's one of my big regrets. You know, in the early days, her stuff was significantly pricier than the other artists, but you know, good on her. That was smart. Now it would feel cheap, you know, for the magnitude of her work with how far art has exploded. All right, River of Cho. We made them wait.
For Riba. All right.
River. Ooh, the Clamor Harpies, Francesca. Dude, I'm telling you. It's like something. Fate every freaking time. I do a deep dive on the artist and then boom. Unbelievable. You couldn't script it better. Wow, Clamor. So this is an exceptional, and this is awesome because it says exceptional mythics, right? That is a significant keyword change.
Yep.
This is a very significant hit, man. I'm happy for him because he's been involved in a lot of breaks and he's always like a card or two off from the monsters, and this is I think this could be qualified as one of the grails. Yeah, what's the pop on that? You looking it up?
This is number 4.
Okay.
Though it also exists in pre-cons.
So. Nice. Exceptional mythics. The 4th discovered in packs. So it's an exceptional. So there's probably a few copies in each
Yeah,
of the pre-con kits.
right. Yeah, 2 total in the precons.
Oh,
If
just
those
2.
numbers
Okay.
are right, I think they should be
That
pretty
could be.
reliable.
Yeah,
Yep.
even though it's allowed to have 3, they didn't necessarily push each rarity to
Right,
the
they didn't
max
max
in those
out. It's pretty
precons.
common for precons.
Yep. So 2 copies just in the fire deck, obviously, because it's fire element
Right.
deck. And yeah, there's only like a handful of those precon kits out there. So you know,
Yep.
assume like maybe 10-ish were given out to different content creators in early days, and then this is the 4th to be discovered. So pretty rare card. Cool artwork, really interesting. It's a lot going on in there. Yeah, her stuff is really top notch. She was at it. Did you see? Are you on Facebook at all?
Not really.
Okay. Let me show you something. All right, I might have posted it in Discord, so you probably saw it. But in the community group here, there was the Italians. You know, Francesca is Italian, so she goes to a bunch of shows in Italy. And there was this guy. Oh, what is this? I didn't see this one. It's a meme card. I got a meme card contest going on. There were some of the Italians went and met. Here we go. He met Francesca at the show. Here she is, marking up his Curio. This guy's ballsy. Alpha Curio. You know, only an Italian would do this. And here it is. So first, like, let me go back a little bit, because he had her sketch on it, and it was just like inked at first, right? So it was like just black ink, and then it was funny because then he posted like a little bit later, and he was like, "That wasn't enough for me. I wanted to see like a bludgeoned." Here we go. There's the guy, the Italian guy. So he has there. You can't see it too well. There's Francesca in the middle, and 2 of these guys that do. They have a YouTube channel too. They do it in Italian, so it's challenging for most people. But all right. So he teased it a couple days ago. He said, tomorrow these 2 beautiful sisters will finally meet their mother. And we're like, what the fuck is he talking about? You know, like meet their mother. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, Morrow, whatever. And then I thought it had something to, like, you know, you wonder if it had something to do with this, like this background, because it's now that I look at it a little closer, this is a Francesca Berald map design that she did, and it's laying on there. It looks awesome. So it was kind of a teaser. And then the next day he came out with the it might not be in order because as people comment on it, it gets shuffled. But let me do a search for Morrow, because I want to show you the black and white. It's funny, Morrow and Dini. There we go. All right. So he posted that. He's posted some funny stuff here. Here we go. So this was the original. She's darkening it with like, oh, like maybe it was gold ink. Looks like she has a gold pen there. So he had this series. Here we go. He had this series of pictures. Yeah, it was a little bit of gold ink, just kind of accenting it. And then he had a red signature. And then he went back for the full whammy to match the red signature of this bludgeon skull. Wild, man. He's been trying to sell that one for a while, too. I was like, let me know if you want to auction it at some point. And he's like, yeah. He's like, maybe. And then I don't know. I guess he held on, figuring he'd meet Francesca. This is a real popular post. Almost 70 people commented or liked it. That's cool.
Yeah, really cool. When I hear the artists talking about how they don't like, you know, they're nervous doing alters to good cards, like that's another level.
Yeah, even like artist proofs can be nerve-wracking because they're so extremely rare, but then like alters as well. Yeah, like a lot of the old Magic artists will talk about how people send them in. I've heard them talk in interviews, like Jeff Menges, like someone will send them a $2,000 you know, some of his old like Alpha Moat or some of those other what's the other one, the Bazaar of Baghdad. Like people send him a Bazaar of Baghdad, whatever it's worth. I think it's a couple grand, like probably the early original version, and in good condition, and they just have him like alter it, and he's like, it's pretty wild. He wants to make sure he delivers. It's a little bit of pressure. All right, so we got how many left? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The river needs to be taken off there, I think, right? He just got.
Oh, I didn't take. Yeah, you're right. I didn't take him off yet.
Unless he's got 2. I think he only had 1.
No, he only had 1. How do I? Oh, I could just delete him out. Good catch. All right. Yeah, so we're down to 5 cards.
Yeah, let you get
1, 2, 3, 4. So what am I missing? Oh, I didn't print a label for Packetus? Maybe I didn't get that off the label maker. All right, I got to get one more sleeve for him. That's why. I think I forgot to put that on the label maker. So the odd duck will be Packatus. We got 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 for Gambit. Yep. Don't Tell Ma, the anonymous guy, and 1 for Packatus. We got 5 cards in the stack. All right, we're good to go. Give it a spin.
3 exceptionals. There's 1 sure hit left.
Hopefully. Yeah,
and
it's never a guarantee.
Possible hits. Well, yeah, not 100%.
Could be a pack with no elite or unique slot. It has happened.
It happened to me. It happened.
Did it really? Oh,
yeah.
Man. That's terrible. Yeah, it's been like only a handful of times. It's definitely an outlier scenario, but it has happened, sadly. It happened to me on the channel, one of these breaks.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh. You were in that break, you mean?
That was me.
Oh, man. All right, here we go.
Oh!
Oh my God. Wow. Unique counterspell. Holy shit, that's so freaking rare. I've never pulled this, but I offered one for auction a long time ago. It was probably 2022, man. It was before Alpha. The unique counterspell. Somehow, some way, the guy had it in the pre-Alpha era, and it didn't hit reserve. And this is like, so all the other counterspells have been pulled. I've personally pulled several of them, mostly the ordinaries, of course, but the unique counterspell by Jussie Pilkus. And there's a bit of fate on this one as well, too, because I have something in the works with Jussie that's coming probably within the next week or two. He's like a really elusive guy, really hard to get a hold of. I talk to him like fairly frequently on Facebook Messenger, but it's kind of funny. Like the community tries to reach out to him, and he's just like kind of like an aloof kind of guy that's very hit or miss. Like he just won't respond sometimes. I don't know why. I think he's just like super casual and doing his own thing in life. But man, this is a monster because it's unique. It's like a super, like everyone's like super controversial card. Should they have counter spells or not? Should you allow quick magic on your opponent's turn? And it's just like never been pulled, right? Like we had one we don't know the origin from. It was someone came to me and said like, "Hey, I got a few sample packs and it had this card. What do you think?"
Oh, really? Is that where that came? Because it's been pulled once by Team Covenant, the only one I knew of.
Oh, it was. All right.
Yep.
Hang on a second. Let me see. Where did I? Let me see. Three in the world, man. 3 in the world. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I didn't realize Team Covenant pulled one. That's incredible. Someone screenshot that. You'll probably never see these 2 cards together again. The odds are just so small. Man, what a monster. I'm like stunned. Damn it. Dude, remember I was going to open an American pack. We decided to go with the New Zealand Grail. I might want to keep that last pack with this freaking guy. I pulled an Alpha Foil Philo Stone in a case from this person. I pulled a second non-foil from the same case. And there was a Mirror Realm in there. I remember there were like several unique foils that I got in that series of breaks. And now we pulled the unique counterspell, the River Flame, as you said, which was a pop 3, I think. And now the unique counterspell, which is a pop 3, as far as we know. This is the third to be discovered.
Pop 1, not counting pre-con.
Yeah, pop 1 River Flame. Wow. Does this mean a unique counterspell is coming to auction?
So you've got 2 of the. You have 2 unique counterspells in hand at the same time. Impressive.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Very cool. And there's so many people who want all 4 counterspells. It's like a little mini set of sample cards because no one's going to get all the sample cards, but someone might get all 4 counterspells.
Yep.
So
this is a several $1,000 card for sure because that's the type of numbers people are throwing out.
You're going to get hit up for that one.
This guy, Gambit, that's why some of these guys want to be anonymous too. I think they don't want to be interrogated once they get it. But at this point, this is the first anonymous guy that wanted to be anonymous. But that's what happens. I mean, other guys are open to it because they get hit up with offers. And yeah, I mean, he had 5 slots in his pack, but this card it's worth more than he paid for sure.
Yes.
Wow, what an amazing artwork by Jussie too. Man, it's a wild artwork. It's got to be introduced in the game. I don't know if it doesn't feel Arthurian, right? I don't know. If there's an Angels and Demons set coming after Ethereum Legends, it seems like this would be much more fitting for that to me. So it might be a while till we see this one. Is the point?
I'm hoping there's never counter spells. As always, hated that.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's used as a counter
art
spell,
card.
the art, yeah.
Yeah.
Just use the art somehow, some way. Wow, man. Unbelievable. So Gambit, if you want to auction it, let me know. And then maybe we'll have 2 for auction. Because I still have this one. I don't own this one. This was a consignment deal, and I just happened to hold on to it for the right timing. And we'll have to see what the owner of that wants to do. Usually people will have me send the card back, but sometimes they just have me hold it and want to wait for different market conditions. But wow, what a freaking pull. Yeah. Ryan says Mike's under, and damn it. Dude, I've had so many damn it moments, if that's the case. I pulled, 2 Philo Alpha Stones? I can't even remember now. It's been 2, I think. And I think I pulled the Alpha Death Dealer foil. Someone really wanted that one, and I was joking around. I was like, yeah, you got it. No problem. Pull it this weekend. And I pulled it. The original, the Alpha one, not the new Brian Smith one. But I pulled that one while Brian Smith was on camera. Man, there's been a lot of fun moments. Unbelievable hit. Wild.
So you said the other copy on consignment is someone pulled that themselves? It's not the Team Covenant?
Yeah, no, it's not the Team Covenant one. It's
Look
somebody
me
else.
up with some data, man. I need to put this in the spreadsheet.
Yeah, I'll have to see. I don't know if he has a full accounting of everything he had. He just sent me like
whatever info he got.
cards.
I'll keep it private. I'll just put it in there as a anonymous person.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Wow, we've hit some monsters. Time Stop, Unique Counter Spell, Royal Bodyguard last week, or last time, whenever that was, a few weeks back, end of April, you said. Yep, you roll 5 times, the odds are in your favor. I'm glad he didn't get burned. Incredible. All right. Heat Ray.
Oh, that's a cool one.
Yeah, I always love explaining this one because the art just so masterfully mirrors the game mechanic on this early sample version. And I think they removed the grid, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. In the alpha. Who rolled this one? It was Gambit again, right?
Yeah. That's 13 copies.
Okay. Yep. It's an ordinary. Yeah, he loves the grid, says Silly Draco. All these ones with the grid are really neat. It'd be cool to have a collection of those as sample cards because they retained a few. Is it on Cone of Flame still? From what you recall? Okay. That's one that kept it, but man, unbelievable with that unique counterspell. I'll post that later. Who got did someone get the screenshot? Let me know in chat if you got the screenshot of the double uniques. I'll get a nice picture of 2 unique counterspells. We'll never see it again. Very unlikely unless someone goes super hard. Gambit. Pacatus got to be pissed, man. He's just missed on a few. When you get one, it's a real roll of the dice. Lottery ticket. All right. Ooh, Hang Glider. I don't recall seeing this a lot. This is the one that was commissioned. When it was commissioned, it was called 8. Okay. Yeah. Pop 8 Ordinary. Wow. Single digits.
And a major change like this.
When it was, do I have a Spellcraft? I think I do.
Think you do.
Because when this was commissioned, it was called Ornithopter. I talked about it on one of my lives. Here it is, right on top. Ornithopter. So let's take a look at the development change.
Yeah, this is the only card I know of that went through 3 name changes.
Wow, look how vivid that Spellcraft is. Am I just getting it in the right lighting? Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. It's a little different saturation. So it says an ordinary mortal carried high by ingenuity. The Spellcrafter, of course, was called Ornithopter. No, I'm noticing too that even the board. So this has a black rim on the card. It's hard to see under the lighting.
Oh yeah, the arts are different.
Yeah. This has like more of a walnut, like wood almost color on the border of the text box. And it says an ordinary relic in this modern era. The Spellcraft says carrier gains airborne, can only be carried by creatures with power 2 or less. Draw a spell. Wow. Go ahead.
Sorry, is the art just shifted up or down, or is it different? Because you can see that the red tail, the trail thing, whatever that is, the streamer behind it is different position relative to the card or to the text box.
I think it's just further zoomed on the sample card here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's further zoomed in. I'll have to see if I'm sure I could get a picture of the original painting from Elvira, or I might even have it on my website here. Let me see if I have it on the full art page on the website. Yeah, a lot of these cards like he tinkered with the zoom. You know, like Devil's Egg's a classic example since we now have the Curio with a different
Okay.
vantage perspective on that piece. It's funny because I actually had, if I go to the website here really quick, on the this is more, you see how you see both figures there? So I had this painting, like I made this website in, man, it must have been like very early 2022. And I found all these original paintings, and I've had this up there since then. And then when we saw the card in alpha form, we didn't really notice it was like a much further zoom on the card. And then when the Curio came out, it kind of reminded us when he zoomed out a little bit more, and you see this figure a lot more prominent in the Curio card. So let's go to Elvira. Dan's in alphabetical order. So here we go. Ornithopter. There it is in full art. Oop. And yeah, it's just a zoom effect because you could see it's not a good way to show the overhead and this. But if I go just take a mental capture, this is more true to the Spellcraft version. And then when you go back to the sample card version, see the painting's more true to this. This is a lot more zoomed in, but it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The color saturation's a little different.
Yeah, it looks darker. At least there's darker lines separating things.
So that might just be a print thing because the Spellcraft were like home printed versus the China factory. Or I assume. Like I don't know the true origin of Spellcraft prints. I think it was from Aric in New Zealand at a local printer. So yeah, interesting hit.
Yeah,
you said 8 of those.
Be one of the ordinaries I'd most want.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah.
Hang glider. Was that the final name in alpha?
No, it's Wings of Invention.
Oh, that's right.
And it went from a minion to an artifact.
Yeah, and I, like in the early days before there were sample cards really, or even like overlapping with that, there would be print file changes from the print and play if you're in Discord like well before Kickstarter released, and I remember this name change. It went from Hang Glider to Wings of Invention, like you say, and that was a pretty major change. So it went from Ornithopter to Hang Glider to Wings of Invention. Pretty wild. I should get before I mail that off, I should really get a screenshot image of the evolution of that name change.
Yeah, all 3 cards in one.
Yeah, that would be fun. Sorry, that was Gambit, right? I put it in the wrong top loader. Let me see here.
Someone's panicking out there.
Let me go back to the wheel to confirm. Yeah, we still have Gambit's off the wheel, so that was his. Man, Gambit crushed today. He had some monsters. I don't know if he's watching. I don't think I've seen him in chat, but he's going to go nuts later. All right, 2 left. Yeah, Packatus is unmarked.
And I don't have YouTube chat up, so if someone's trying to talk to me in chat, I'm not seeing it. I'm not ignoring you. I just don't see the YouTube chat.
All right, we got our anonymous player. Don't tell Ma. All right, here we go. Second to last. Swamp Buffalo, Jussie. Another Jussie.
One of the few that changed between precon, sample precon, and samples from packs.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the 4 called the Beast Cycle. Hayden did a Wizard's Den did a YouTube video on it. One of his earliest videos were on sample cards.
Yep.
And it's the Beast Cycle where it's 1 power, 2, 1 cost, 2 power. And there's 1 from each element, and then the lightning bolt, the thunderbolt naming change. Those are 5 cards that are different.
Wow.
Between sample precons and sample, sample packs. So I think in the precons it's a 0 cost.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I remember that because we were both like super active early on. We were both really into sample cards. He kind of pivoted to gameplay and stuff.
Yeah. This is a pop 12, by the way.
Wow. Wow, that's fascinating. So yeah, it's pop 12 including the precons, which are different.
No, not including pecans. I don't.
Oh, okay, just
I
for
just
packs.
have in my spreadsheet. I just list the number per precon.
Okay, good to
So
know.
there's 2 copies in the precon.
Okay. Wow,
And then
interesting.
the 12 is just all pulls from packs.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's actually a pretty significant hit. I'm glad you're here to drop knowledge with the facts. All right, Packetus, we give him a courtesy spin.
Got to do it.
Yep. And I didn't make a label for him, so this is kind of like a weird, ironic coincidence here. He was dead last. Dude, man, it's funny how life works out here. Hopefully
There's
he'll...
a lot of coincidences on today's stream.
I know. It always is somehow, some way. So we hit all the exceptionals already, right? And of course we hit the unique counterspell.
Yep.
So we're expecting an ordinary, unless there's like a reverse fluke here. Great Wolves. Oh, man. That's a banger. If you're going to hit an ordinary, dude, Daniel. Daniel is Gambit. How you feeling there, Gambit? Unique counterspell. What a freaking monster. We're going to have to review his card specifically. But let's talk about Grey Wolves for a minute. This people love this card. Everybody has a wolf deck.
Yep, another nice Melissa Benson.
Yep.
And then she had the original, what was it, Timberwolves? She did the art for that Magic the Gathering Alpha card.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Gambit's pumped, man. I worked out a deal with him. He only had 3. And then we're working on something else. So he's like, let's go to 5. So I was like, all right, dude. And so he went hard on this break, and man, did it pay off. Unique counterspell. It's so wildly rare. Let's take a look at what Gambit got here. This is pretty nuts. So he got an Atlas card, which is big. Oh, what did it do here? Oh, wait. Koyubi. What did Koyubi get? Did I mess him up?
Oh, no. We're going to have to review the whole stream now.
Good. Yeah. Oh, God. Koyubi's in the chat. Tell me what you got. They must have, the thing must have stuck together. Gambit. And hopefully I didn't put it in the wrong spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I had an extra in there. So is there another Koyubi? Sometimes they stick together. I might have like accidentally printed 2 labels. That's the Grey Wolves we just hit. Yeah, I must have slotted it in the wrong spot. So we got 5 for Gambit. I'm sure I didn't have an extra Gambit. Ghost Pants had 3. Oh, I did have a Packetus. That's why. All right, so I did have a Packetus label. What happened was sometimes the 2 top loaders stick. So I slotted up one of the spin attack was Koyobi, right?
I think that was right, yeah.
Yeah. So Koyobi, if you're still in chat, man, he's in Europe, so it might be pretty late there. But he hit the spin attack. And now I did have a... I thought I could have sworn I put Packetus into the label maker. That's funny. So it just got... It's stuck to... there, I have his label. So I got to find the unmarked one and put his Grey Wolves in there. All right. I'm glad I don't have to freaking go nuts scrutinizing here. Grey Wolves. Oop. All right. So that's Packetus. Yeah, Pack got the Wolves. I know that much because we just pulled that. It was what did Koyobi get? I'm pretty sure it was spin attack.
Yeah, I think
all
that's
right, Gambit. So he joined us late and he missed the big moment with the unique counterspell. So he hits the Gothic Tower. Those towers apparently are quite rare. Let's go with color tones. The Heat Ray, the Benson True Sight Crossbow, which is pretty rare. I guess I pulled one ages ago.
Exceptional. So yeah, got the unique one of the exceptionals. 2, I'd say better than average ordinaries, plus this ordinary sight. So 3 better than average ordinaries.
Yeah.
By my estimation.
Amazing. Another big pack. Unique Counterspell, Hang Glider, Heat Ray, True Sight Crossbow, Gothic Tower, Spin Attack, Grey Wolves, Swamp Buffalo, Clamor Harpies, Sedge Crabs, Spectral, Lone Tower, so we have 2 towers, Polar Bears, Unland Eel, and Highland Clansman. Unbelievable. All right, man. Well, it's big painting night, and then it's Truitt. We're going to launch the Truitt painting. We didn't get a. Did I ever pull a drown? Is there a drown sample card?
There is a drown sample card.
Okay.
Top 14.
Well, actually, yeah, of course there is, because this offer actually comes with the sample card. I forgot. The auction is going to include the sample card, an artist proof card. Where did I put those cards?
On this one, I could. So you pack break 21, you pulled a drown.
Okay.
So just
It
2
wasn't that
packs
long
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I think this guy either bought it from somebody or so. This auction will include all of these cards. Here's the sample card for the drown. That's the original painting. Yeah, so you got the copyright symbol, and I don't know if this is. I forget if he hasn't been in the pack breaks. The guy who's selling this painting. It's a consignment deal, so he must have like either bought it from my break or. I think he got it a while back though. You say there's 13 or so?
14, yep. You
14.
pulled 5 of them, actually.
Wow. So maybe it was from one of my earlier breaks. But yeah, look at the color difference here. And the lighting, is the lighting going to be good enough? It's a much greener piece. Yeah, if I go too close, it provides too much glare.
Yeah, it's coming through. The color difference is visible.
Yeah, it looks so much better in the picture I put on Facebook, and actually what people should do is go to Instagram and YouTube. I did a video short on both of those, and you can really get a full appreciation for the colors here, because it's like this beautiful, picturesque green, and just look at the like finish quality here that Pollock does. Guy's such a master.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, so that one ends at 8. And we'll have Truitt coming forward with one of the two. I'm not sure which one yet. Yeah. All right, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on, man. That was fun.
Yeah, nice break, Mike. Thanks for having me again. And anytime you want to do it.
Yeah, there'll be more, so we'll probably do it again. Yeah, appreciate your time, dude.
We'll just have to put bigger delays each time.
Yeah. We'll refine it, get it down to a science. But yeah, you did awesome. You're on the spot with all the quick answers and the quick facts. All right, man. I'll catch you later. Have a good one.
Thanks.
All right, guys. That was pretty wild. So what do you guys think? Which painting should we do? Take one last look at the Pollock. I'm not sure which of the 2 Truitt pieces to run tonight. Let me see if I could actually get this under the overhead cam. I gotta do a max zoom out. This one is... Both of these paintings by Truitt are huge. Look at this. Oh, that's coming across pretty decent. Damn it, I should have done that while he was on. But that's real nice. Look at this piece, man. So much action. I got to go left to right because I can't get it all under the overhead cam. But this is a beautiful painting. It's on hardboard. It actually dislodged from the frame a little bit when in shipping. So it's going to need some. Both of these will probably need a little wood glue if you want to keep this frame that Truitt has it in. And but otherwise, like the painting itself is immaculate. There's no issues there. It looks like just like a sorcery piece. It's a really epic looking Last Stand kind of piece, like he described. It's a soldier standing against all odds, and he did it in 2015. I want to say. Let me see. So this one, he signed Parrish on the back. It's the other one that's dated. It's upside down. But there you got his signature. And you see like how heavy duty this frame is? It's going to need, see there's like wood glue that holds the frame on the piece there. From jolting around and shipping, the way he shipped it to me, it kind of, one of the wood glue sides loosened up a little bit. So if you wanted to retain this frame, it's salvageable. You could either wood glue it yourself or you could get it reframed. But this is like a custom, like real heavy-duty walnut wood type frame. He was telling me he was really excited about it. He thought it was like a real nice pairing for the 2 pieces. So there's this one. This is a real epic piece. It was used at March of the Mortals. You might have seen Drew Holmes, the guy who ran March of the Mortals tournament, sorcery tournament down in Texas. It was like, an amazingly well-run tournament. Hats off to Drew. He did an amazing job, really set the standard for a coverage of a sorcery tournament, I would say. And I think it really piqued the company's interest. And you could tell from the excitement and the vibe of Simon there at the show, they're like, oh, maybe we're going to have to talk or something, So I'd fully expect more shows to be run by Truitt, or, maybe there'll be collaborations of some kind. But yeah, not Truitt, Drew. Drew Holmes, the guy that ran the March of the Mortals. Of course, there'll be more coming from Truitt. As he said in our interview at the beginning of the show here, he's going to be doing he's going to be in Arthurian Legends, and he's going to be at the Baltimore tournament. But yeah, an amazing piece. We'll auction this. It'll be really interesting to see how a piece from a sorcery artist done outside of sorcery performs in an auction format with the sorcery fans. So it'll go live tonight. If you guys want to support Truitt and acquire this beautiful piece, it's super long. I'll get to the dimensions. It's got to be like 3 feet wide by, 14 inches tall, I would estimate, something like that. I'll measure it. I'll post all the details when we launch the auction. But this is an epic piece. It's going to look great. Look at it. Look at the potential here. It's really interesting because if you have a collection of art, it's wider than it is tall. So there's a lot of things you can do with that. And then you got this bad boy, which is The Last Stand. It looks like a Conan the Barbarian scene, when he's entering Crom and he has to swim under the mountain. Oh man, no one knows what I'm talking about. Only these old heads now. All you 20-nothings are like, what the F are you talking about, Mike? Who? Conehead? Conan O'Brien? That guy's still on TV? Who's Conan O'Brien? Never heard of him. So young. These guys don't even know who Conan O'Brien is. Well, the target demographic of sorcery knows damn well who Arnold is, guys. Don't bullshit me on this. So this one also has the walnut frame. The frame itself, again, see it dislodged here in shipping? It's going to need some wood glue right here to hold this together. But it's kind of convenient. It shows us how this is on thick wood board, the painting itself. And it's painted to this underpinning of the frame. And on this one here, it's really hard to hold it under the camera, guys. But it's called Hunter by Truitt Parrish. And this is the one that says 2015. So it's kind of like the early beginnings, the curios of Truitt Parrish. It's a curio of Truitt. The company doesn't like me using the word curio for things that aren't curios, but it's kind of like the early beginnings, the historical early career of Truitt, because he did this when he was earning his art degree. He got a BA in art, and he said that this was like his thesis work, and it's a really awesome, epic design. And I apologize, I'm absolutely butchering it with this lighting. There you go. Look at this. It's really large, and it's really awesome. So hopefully those do well for Truitt. He's raising cash for his travels to the Sorcery Spring Social Baltimore event. Real nice guy, Truitt Parrish. All right, guys, I probably should wrap it up. Spend a little time with the family. Get some nice pictures of these bad boys to get ready for the big Truitt offer. We're in a home stretch of the Alan Pollock Drowned painting. So, again, it's going to include the original painting, which I just showed here. We show while I'm talking about it. The original painting. The great Alan Pollock, man. Few do it better. Look at, there's some good lighting. If I hold it, if I hold it like that, you get my lights, overhead lights clear. If I hold it like that, you really get an appreciation for the green. And this isn't like a dark, this is like a deep green at the bottom. It's not coming across quite right. So you have these beautiful rays of light coming down from the surface, and this woman drifting down to the bottom of the ocean, right? Drowning. But his natural beauty, some guys reach out to me and like, I don't know, it's the face that does it for me. It's just that serene, natural embrace that really adds a lot of character to this piece. So we're going to have that one, guys. That ends at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. I think it was at $5,000. The light's right in my face. $5,000 at last check. Alan's one of the greats. I mean, there's very few alpha pieces that come to market. It's very far and few between. I think I'll have one more after the Baltimore event. But this probably be my last Sorcery original before the event, most likely. We'll have those two paintings that I just showed from Truitt. This one ends at 8 tonight, and then the Truitt one will go up. I just got some altars in, so that's really exciting. From Vivian, Kaio, they sent me some stuff, and there's going to be other altars coming, including a new altarist, which will probably be, maybe a couple months off. That'll take some time to get those, but discovering new artist talent and providing a showcase to feature their work is something that I really believe in and am passionate about. So it's a very exciting thing to do. And I don't know, more artist proofs, all types of great stuff. And I hope you guys can make it to the Sorcery Spring Social Courtesan Cup, June 15 and 16. The 14th, there's going to be a LGS dance party, they're calling it. So maybe you want to like have a few old fashions and get wild. That'll be a fun time. I think some of the artists are going to be going to that the night before. I think probably Drew, Jeff, Tony. I think they're all going. I think Matthias is going to be coming in on Saturday, he told me. I'm most likely also going to be coming in Saturday. I'll just leave very early and go right to the event and set up my table. I'll be in the room with the artists. I think I'll be doing a couple Q&As with the artists. So that'll be a lot of fun. Like, you guys will get a chance to ask your questions of the artists, and I'll just kind of like host it. So please come. Let's hang out. We can hang out Saturday night, maybe get dinner or, have some drinks, and then I'll be there again on Sunday. And yeah, it'll be an awesome time. Hopefully there's a good turnout. I heard there's like 125 tickets sold so far. There's still time to get more tickets. So there's all types of different side events, learn to play, the Capstone Courtesan Cup 1 and other like draft type tournaments and stuff like that. I don't know. A chance to get schooled by the Academy. I don't know if Ron officially announced that one, but it's always in play when I'm present. All right, guys. And so I got a big guest coming next Friday. There's been a toxic, filthy turf war going on between collectors and players. So I'm going to try to pour some water on these flames here and quell the community. Try to get people to calm down a little bit and just respect the way other people enjoy the game. Mix it up a little bit with a different guest. A guest that, we don't see a lot. We see a lot, but not like so much on my channels or in the Discords. And I reached out and I was like, hey, man, why don't you just come on the channel? We'll talk about it. We'll end the violence between player and collector. I didn't tell him that. I was just like, dude, just come on. You've been doing great stuff. Why don't you come on? It'll be fun for the fans. Two OGs mixing it up, talking sorcery. And I think he agreed, and I think it's going to work out next Friday. So once it's 100% officially confirmed, we'll get it popping. I'll start getting people excited about it this week, and we'll look forward to that. Probably Friday night. East Coast time. So it'll be a late night for some of you guys. I think we're going to start at 9 p.m. Eastern Friday night. But, 8 p.m. Eastern for a piece of Alan Pollock. All of Alan Pollock's alpha paintings are 100% sold out. So this is it, guys. Last opportunity for the foreseeable future of an Alan Pollock original. And then we got the Truitt paintings coming. So we got shots at originals and then altars and artist proofs. A lot of great times. Thank you guys for hanging out. Please like and subscribe to the videos. Maybe even share it with somebody. Maybe subscribe to Collector Art House YouTube. It's always appreciated. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care, everybody.